Very good evening, everyone. We were using some hand gestures. Luckily, they were polite ones. They were indicating that we should start because the time right now in Singapore is 9:01 p.m. GMT +8. Very good evening, everyone. Welcome to another chapter meeting of SG Online English Toastmasters Club on Friday, 28th of August 2020. Give yourself a round of applause for being here tonight. As well to our friends from all over the world, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, wherever you are. I hope you guys are enjoying your time right now, and I hope it will get better as you join us on tonight's meeting. Now, my name is Hakim. I will be your Toastmaster of the evening, and I will take you through the proceedings like an MC or like a host for guests who may be new to the Toastmasters program. Now, ladies and gentlemen, right up next will be a very important person. He is the man behind the machine here in the SG Online English Toastmasters Club, and he will lead us through the self-introductions segment. So give it up with a warm round of applause for our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Hakim. One of the most difficult transition for leaders to make is shift for doing to leading. As a new manager, you cannot get away with holding on to work. Peers and bosses may even admire your willingness to keep rolling up your sleeve to execute tactical assignments. But as a responsibility becomes more complex, the differences between an effective leader and a super-sized individual contributor with a leader title is painful, inevitable. In short term, you may have the stamina to get up earlier, stay later, and out of work the demands you face. But as the inverse equation of strike or strictly resources and increasing demands you face, but the increasing demands will eventually catch up to you. And at that point, how you involve others set the ceiling of your leadership impact. The upper limit of what possible will increase only with each collaborator you empower to contribute their best work to your shared priority. Likewise, your power decrease with any initiative you unnecessarily hold on to. If you answer no, or if you are unsure, then you may be involved then essential. To raise the ceiling of your leadership potential, you need to extend your presence through the actions of others. Regardless of your preferred methodology of delegation, there's four strategies that I found works for leaders for all levels. Start with your reason. When people lack understanding about why something matters and how they fit it, they are less likely to care. But if you give them context about what is at stake, how they fit in to the big picture, and what you need about the opportunity, then you will increase personal relevance and odds of follow through. Second item, inspire their commitment. People get excited about what is possible, but they only commit when they understand their role is make it happen. Once you define the word, clarify the scope of their contribution, and ensure it's aligned with their capacity, carefully communicate any and all additional expectation or complete understanding. This is crucial when you have a precise understanding of a methodology in mind. Third, engage at the right level. It's essential to stay involved, but the degree matters. You should maintain engagement level sufficient for you to deliver the agreed appointments of support and accountability. Fourth, practice saying yes, no, and yes if. This is the art and sign of being selective. Successful investors don't divert their money into every opportunity that comes their way. So we should equally distribute time. Start by carefully assessing every demand that comes your way and align the ask with the highest value contribution that you are more key at making. Fellow Toastmaster, can I ask you a question? Who dedicate the work in a chapter meeting? Is it the club president or the vice president of education, or is it the Toastmaster of the day? Hakim, is the club president of PPE of the club dedicated to the Toastmaster of the day to manage the meeting?
No, we all work together.
Okay, so I will pass the control back to the Toastmaster of the day to tell you more about what is dedication.
Okay. Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low, our club president. Give it up for him, please, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I like what Willie said just now, because he talked about how dreams and visions are really exciting to be part of. You know, everybody's got dreams and visions, and everybody wants to be part of something big and great. However, it is only through delegation that people feel empowered to achieve their dreams and vision. Now, I say that again, and I quote that, I get it from Willie just now. It's only through delegation that people feel empowered to achieve their dreams and vision. So I do hope that's something we can think about as we listen through the various speeches that we'll be having tonight. And we've got a lot of exciting speakers for you tonight. We've got three prepared speeches, as well as three evaluators who will be giving feedback to our speakers who had prepared tirelessly for their prepared speeches. Now, we've also got, coming up next is the table topics, which is a chance for everyone to come forward and speak in an impromptu manner. Now, in order to delegate well, you need to be able to convince well as well. So the table topic segment will be the perfect segment for you to practice your convincing, your rhetorical skills to convince us to your arguments to the topics to be shared. But before that, as I mentioned earlier on, this meeting has been delegated to a bunch of really strong and capable people who will help us carry the program throughout the entire evening tonight. Let us give a warm round of appreciation to, firstly, our timer, distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley. Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Lee. She is the one with the big clock, the big band of Australia. Distinguished Toastmaster Lee Buckley, thank you so much for being the timer. Now tonight we also have got our general evaluator. She is also another esteemed Toastmaster, another distinguished Toastmaster. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for distinguished Toastmaster Doreen Neo as well. Toastmaster Doreen, thank you so much for being our general evaluator tonight. Now we've got a table topics master. Unfortunately, I've not seen her come in yet, but perhaps in a couple of moments maybe. And we'll also have three prepared speakers. They will be Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze, and Presentation Mastery Level 5, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. We'll also have a second prepared speaker, Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze, Toastmaster Hiran Jatin Pandya. Hiran is here, coming in as well, I believe. And the third speaker for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, will be distinguished Toastmaster Kanan Sankara. So those are our three speakers who will be preparing from their Pathways speech program, which is really the cornerstone of the Toastmasters educational program. Now, evaluating them after that will be firstly Toastmaster Christine Lim, the second evaluator Toastmaster Un Sim Sim, and the
wait, you go to
third,
the email or not? From there you enter.
and the third speaker evaluator. Beg your pardon, and the third evaluator will be Dynamic Leadership Level 2 Toastmaster Joan de Souza. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to delegate the meeting to our Table Topics Master Angela Lansbury. Calling for Angela Lansbury. Are you here? Okay, not at the moment. So that means I can't delegate it to anyone yet. I have to hold the fort for now. VP, what's the call? Toastmaster Alicia.
She's coming in.
Toastmaster Alicia.
She's coming in soon. Give her some time.
Okay, so she's coming in now. Now, perhaps we can go for a round of introductions, especially to our guests. Are there any guests who are first-timers at a Toastmasters meeting? Anybody? First-timer at a Toastmasters meeting? Vian, I'm seeing that you are the guest tonight. Are you a first-time at Toastmasters?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Actually, it's my second time. I found you guys on the website. I checked you out.
Oh, you checked the club out. Are you a Toastmaster, Vian?
No, I attended my first one last week as a guest also. I'm from the Philippines. Hello.
I see. Welcome. I was actually visiting a club in the Philippines last week at, I don't know whether you've heard of the club, the Mez 1 Toastmasters in Cebu in Philippines. Yeah. So welcome to Singapore Toastmaster, or rather Vian. I hope you enjoy our proceedings today and be part of our table topics, especially since it's your second time. You probably know what to expect later on. Welcome and have a good time with us. Any other guests who are non-Toastmasters? Anyone?
Hey, hi, Nur Hakim. I am first time to this call.
Okay. This is Pochalu. Am I pronouncing correct?
Yeah, you can call me Poch. I'm called Dalin from Singapore.
Poch, yeah, you're from Singapore. Hi.
Hi.
We can't see you at the moment, but I'm imagining you to be tall, dark, and handsome. There you go. I was correct. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to our Toastmasters Club. I do hope you will enjoy with us. And as we say in Toastmasters, you only learn by doing. Yes. So I look forward to you being engaged and practicing as well. Welcome, Toastmasters, or rather our guest here, Poch. Anyone else, non-Toastmasters with us tonight? Corey, is it? Yeah, Corey, all right.
Hi, I'm visiting for the second time. So this week I joined also as a guest. Yeah, I'm non-Toastmaster.
All right. Hi, Corey, welcome. Are you from Singapore as well?
Yes, I'm staying in Singapore.
All right, nice to see you. And
nice to see you.
Nice, great. Now, if you want an internationally aligned Toastmasters Club or a Toastmasters Club with an international flavor, then you're at the right place, because this is really a Toastmasters Club that in every meeting we have easily guests and Toastmasters from 3 to 4 continents. I'm not talking about countries, I'm talking about continents. Many people coming to join this SG Online Toastmasters Club. So I do hope you have an international experience, and also to you, Corey, practice by doing, all right? So I do hope you'll join us, especially in the table topics segment. So I believe we have got our table topics mistress joining us right now. I see her there. She is with her nice golden locks. and her Singapore flag. Well, we are still flying the Singapore flag here in Singapore because August is the Independence Month of Singapore, specifically on the 9th of August, where we celebrated 55 years of independence here in Singapore. And Angela, the ever so patriotic, she is here to take us through the table topic segment. So let us hold back no further. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and give a warm round of applause to our table topics mistress, Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze, Presentation Mastery Level 5. Give it up for Toastmaster Angela Lansbury.
Hello, open. I want to eat. You can help me open.
We'll be able to see all the topics, and I just have to move my mouse from my screen to my laptop, which sounds easier said than done. Okay, I'm going to click on share screen. I'm going to click on the screen. Share. Now tell me, can you see the first slide?
Yes, we can.
This tells you the theme is delegation, and it reminds me to tell you the timing sequence that you might like to ask the timer to explain it. Hakeem, do you wish the timer to explain it?
Madam Timer, Distinguished Toastmaster Lee, over to you to explain the timing, please.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening. For table topics, the timing is as follows. The green light will come on at 1 minute. I'll show you the green light. The yellow light will come on at 1.5. The red light at 2 minutes. And just as a gentle reminder that time's up, you'll get that alarm clock at the end. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster of the evening.
And back to you, Madam Table Topics Mistress.
Thank you. The theme today is delegation. I have 20 slides, and you can put your hand up when you want, if you want to speak. I would like to start with an experienced speaker. I think most of you are experienced speakers. Perhaps Hakeem would like to choose our first speaker.
All right, let's hear from Alicia. She's the second most experienced speaker here.
Alicia, can you pick a number 1 to 20?
Number 4, please.
Number 4. That's interesting. Unlucky number 4, but lucky for you.
Yes, correct. Lucky 4 for me.
Your theme is too many cooks spoil the broth. So some people think you should delegate, and others think too many cooks spoil the broth. What is your view? Over to you, Alicia.
A very good evening to club president, to members, and to guests. Well, I have this quote: too many cooks spoil the broth. Firstly, in the kitchen, there are things called cooks and chef. Precisely, there's so many cooks, that's why there's only one chef, right? So I agree that too many cooks spoil the broth. Because when you have too many cooks, you have many little Indians running around. And when you have too many Indians running around, you can't control them. So that's why in the kitchen, there's always one chef, one head chef, and many cooks. These are the people who are supposed to follow the order of the chef or the head chef. Many cooks have their different styles of cooking, but the head chef has his significant style of cooking. And everyone must follow that person, just like the club president has a vision. we can't have all the cooks having the vision. They go haywire. So we need a main visionary person. In the future, we can have many chefs, many head chefs. That's even better. So I encourage everyone to start from cooks. You need to learn from the foundation. Then, as you get better and your skill improves, the broth that you make will get better and tastier. And eventually, you get to the position of head chef, and that will be where you can lead the people. Back to you, table topic mistress.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Now I'm looking for a volunteer. How about we go to a guest? Nilesh, are you ready to step in? I see you nodding. Pick a number.
Yeah. Bring it on.
What number? Choose a number.
I would go with 1.
1. Number 1. Number 1 is the opposite of what Alicia had. It's many hands make light work. So if you were a president or you were delegating, do you agree that many hands make light work? Over to you, Nilesh. Can I just remind the speakers all keep an eye on the timer, and the audience, please note which speaker you're going to vote for. Over to you, Nilesh.
Many hands make light work. What a wonderful phrase to give on the theme delegation on this wonderful evening. Let me take you to a team where there is one central leader, but he does believe in delegating particular works to a given chosen few fellows. The concept goes like, if I know things, I can do it well. But if I know 10 people who know that thing, I can make wonders. Joined with 10 more hands, we multiply possibilities. And that's the right crisp that we are looking for in this phrase. Many hands make light work. The literal representation on the slide is also the same. If we have more hands, we get more support, more possibilities, more skills, which can divide your load, increase your enthusiasm, as well as improve the quality of your product. It could be a DCP goal for a Toastmaster club. It could be a team delivering on a complex project, or it could be simply VP Education's team who's looking towards the members' plan and to achieve more and more DTMs in this term. Just multiply your possibilities, collaborating with other clubs, and see the wonders of, and you mutually grow, mutually collaborate, and achieve wonders. In short, make the light work. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nilesh. Again, a topic to appeal to the audience with lots of examples. May I remind you all to listen to the speakers to choose your favorite, and speakers, if you can, tell a personal story. I would now like to ask for a volunteer to wave their hand if they feel keen. Otherwise, I should pick. Oh, I see Alvina. Alvina, have I got your name right? Nod. Yes, pick a number, Alvina.
13.
13. Oh, I have to scroll down a long way. 13. 13. Ah, teamwork. Henry Ford, motorcar magnate. Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. Can you give an example from your life that illustrates this point? I presume you agree, unless you disagree. Over to you, Alvina.
Coming together is a beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is very true, and time and again it has been proven in my life. I was a college student not too long ago, and I was made in charge of a group of very enthusiastic, red-blooded girls. I was told to choose a team. I had no idea what their potential was, what talents they had, but I had to choose a team. Out of random 50 girls, I had to choose 5. How can I choose 5? I don't know anything about them. So what I did is I asked basic questions, and whoever came closer to the purpose that I wanted, I chose them. So we were 5 unknown strangers, unknown girls, together to work as a team. We had our differences. We didn't know what other people thought about us, but we were like, okay, no problem. And we were given this task to make a star. It was a craft project. So we had this task to make a star. And we thought, okay, how are we going to do it? So I said, why don't you just get any material you want? So each one went back home, got their own material. Someone got paper, someone got sticks, someone got confetti, came back to college, assembled it, and we displayed it. Whether we won or lost, no problem. It was our hard work together. In the end, we were proud of what we made together. 5 unknown girls, now completely known. That was success to us. So I completely agree with this quote. Coming together was just the beginning. 5 from 50. What were the odds? Staying together is progress. True. And working together, it was definitely a huge success. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Alvina, for that lovely story of success and how you displayed leadership and delegation. May I see another enthusiast, someone who can't wait to tackle the next question? Give me a wave. Oh, I see a wave from Jasmine. Jasmine, choose a number. You need to unmute.
Number 5.
Number 5. Spinning up again to number 5. Oh, this is one you've probably heard before. Helen Keller, deafblind girl, became world famous, gave speeches. She said, alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Do you agree with this, and can you give an example from your life? Over to you, Jasmine.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It is said that teamwork makes the dream work. When we operate as a team, we can achieve so much. In that way, we are able to draw on the strengths of others. In that way, we can complete the task quicker. So let us not be a jack of all trade and master of none. Let us allow ourselves to work as a team. Can you imagine? I am trying to paint a house by myself. How frustrating that could be. How tiresome that could be. You can just imagine. If I incorporate a team of 10 to complete the task, it would take me 15 days to complete the house. But with 10 of us, we could cut that to 7 days. So let me encourage us not to try to do it on our own, because alone we can do little, but with unity and teamwork, we have strength, we can achieve so much more. So I encourage you, fellow Toastmasters, don't try to do it on your own. Get help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. With help, you can achieve. With more, you can do more. With little, you do less. So let me encourage you today, fellow Toastmasters, just get help. Ask for help, even on this pathways. Don't feel that you can achieve your dreams on your own. You have to draw on the knowledge of others. You have to draw on the strengths of others. And that is why I'm here sharing in your meeting today, because I know I cannot do it on my own. I want to get better. I cannot get better on my own. So I have to come and listen to the experts, listen to those who can elevate you, to help to elevate you, help to encourage you, and you can learn something more. I have learned so much even today from the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much.
My club.
Thank you, Jasmine.
Oh, I was looking for the...
Can you see, did you see the timer? Your time is up.
No, no, never saw it. It's not showing.
Well, I will ask the next person to, if they've got the timer before we start. Anyway, thank you for that interesting story about painting a house. Very good example.
Thank you.
I see another hand waving. Yes, I see Karan Gandhi. Well, there's a famous name. Can you unmute yourself and tell us if you can see the timer?
Not exactly. Just give me a second to check my data.
You can.
Now I can.
Okay, good.
Am I audible?
Choose a number 1 to 20.
5.
Sorry?
5.
5. 5 is gone. How about 15?
Okay, no issues.
Right. In the interest of speed, 15. Try to be a rainbow in someone else's cloud. Maya Angelou. How did delegating a job help you or help the person you delegated to? Were you a rainbow in their cloud when you gave them a job or when they gave you a job? Tell a story and watch the time. Over to you, Karan Gandhi.
I completely agree with this phrase that giving a task, delegating a task to somebody can actually improve his confidence or actually give him ability to grow. So this phrase which says try to be a rainbow in somebody else's cloud, I completely agree with this. I give you a story of my own self. When I was in a company and I had a team of I have a team where few members who were just joined were far more experienced in that domain than me. They were trying to shift the momentum of the team in the various directions. Not basically, they are not allowing the team to align to one goal. At that time, when I delegated the task which ultimately are aligning with the team's ultimate goal, and told them that they will be measured over those tasks. So and also with those tasks, further the new responsibility came to them, a new achievement, basically starting a new domain, new kind of revenue streams, then that gave them pride, uh, that gave them a hint that they can be something different. They can be different from the herd, or basically different from the club. So that actually excited them to do that task with far more passion than what their daily task. So by delegating this new thing to them, I gave them chance to be different, and by doing that, they had a better confidence, and they ultimately aligned to the team's goal. They now started listening to us and started delivering towards the team goal. Over to the table topic, mistress. Madam Toastmaster, you're not audible. You're on mute.
Hello, can you hear me now? Excellent. I'm getting thumbs up from Alicia. Can I see another hand waving of an enthusiast who wants to speak? Otherwise, I see Joan. Joan, always keen to speak. Unmute yourself, Joan, and then pick a number 1 to 20, and we'll give you your choice. Hello, Joan.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
I'm well. I'd be even better if you tell me the number.
Okay, I'll pick number 3, but I can't see. I'm just trying to see. Yeah, number 3.
Let me see number 3. Number 3 from Jessica Jackley, an American businesswoman. She said deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. So have you ever been in a situation where you've warned the people you appointed what they shouldn't do? Can you give us a story? Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. Over to you, Joan.
Is there a word of the day or something that I need to include? I'm sorry, I missed the beginning part.
Alicia, can you tell? There's no word of the day. The word of the day is going to be delegate.
Oh, okay. Okay. Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do. I guess as leaders and as everyday holding authoritarian positions, we always have to follow some rules. For example, now I am in a different country than I was in Singapore. And here the rules are very strict about what goes in the trash and what not goes in the trash. Swiss authority is very particular about recycling. So we have to constantly decide what does not go into the garbage can. And I have to keep reminding my family members, cans don't go, but still we kind of keep doing our mistakes and errors, plastic, PET bottles. So we keep segregating out. And I guess, and that is really important because I believe that's how, the Swiss authorities recycle and have lower amount of garbage. So deciding what not to do as to maintain the rules and regulations, so so we are not fined, and and there are no conflicts in the house. So it's important that we all maintain some rules and actually follow sometimes what not to do, which is more important than actually doing, and minimizing the trash. So most of the items go in recycling bin. So anyway, deciding what not to do is really as important as deciding what to do. And back to you, Angela. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joan. That was a very good example of what not to do, putting the wrong things in the wrong recycling bin. Over to our next volunteer. Do I see somebody keen who's waving, who wants to choose a topic? I see Vian. Is that how you pronounce your name? Vian, yes.
Yes, yes.
Vian.
Hello, can you hear me?
Have you pinned the timer or can you see the timer?
All right, I'll just scroll it. Now, I can see it now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now pick a number.
Oh, I'll choose 19.
19. Oh, I've got to spin all the way down. Wait just a second, I can spin fast. They're all good. For everything we don't like to do, there's someone out there who's really good, who wants to do it and will enjoy it. And Dwight Eisenhower said, leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. Can you give us a story from your life of when you delegated a task to someone who was really keen to do it? Over to you, Vian.
Wow, it's really hard. It's really a hard topic. But good evening, everyone. You know, I am a student and I don't have much experience in corporate setting where delegation is often heard. But what I do know about this is that leadership is influence. And when you're influencing someone, you have to delegate to work because you're not a one-man show. We're not, there's a saying that no one is an island. So I think and I believe that in leadership, delegations is necessary because you can achieve more if all the work is on you. And with the right team, I think you'll know where to say yes and where to say no. And yeah, and if you want to get something done, you really need to trust your teammates to do it. I think that's it. Wow.
Have you finished? You're on the green. You're safe. You can go.
Oh, I can think of an experience right now. Yeah, it's really hard. This one is hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you completed your minimum, and that was a very good little speech because I was very interested in your quotation, "No man is an island," which is very relevant to today because it was written at the time of the plague, and we've now got COVID-19. Okay, next hand wave. Do I see another hand wave, another keen person? I don't have many on my screen. Let me see if I can enlarge it.
How about Poch? I think he raised a thumbs up.
Yeah, I really don't know where to just say, but I just raised the thumbs up. Angela, I would like to take, if you can permit.
Yes. Sorry, what is your name? I want to write it down.
Poch, P-O-C-H. You can call me as simple as that, Poch.
Poch. Okay, Poch. Yeah. Can you see the timer?
I don't see on my screen.
Alicia, can you direct Poch how to see the timer?
Okay, I can see it now.
Got it. Okay, good. Fine. Now tell me a number 1 to 20.
Probably I can go for 6.
6. Let me go back and see if we've had that. 6 was George S. Patton, World War II American leader. He said, don't tell people how to do things, tell them what to do and let them surprise you with their results. So his way of delegating, tell the person what you want to achieve, and they choose how to do it. Have you any experience of this happening when you told people what to do or when they told you what to do?
Yes. Good evening, fellow co-masters and everybody. I think this is the first session for me to attend. I have very keen to get into this Toastmaster sessions. I think this is a good opportunity for me. I begin my journey with this. This is the first session. So this is well said. Don't tell people how to do things. Tell them what to do and let them surprise you with your results. Very, very, very true. Everybody agrees that when we give a task to our people who come together as a team, you can tell them what is your end goal. People will have the different skill set, different mind perspective. They can bring the things differently. So I had a case in our team. I work in IT where we had to do a complex project delivery, and there are a lot of people who were joined just recently in our team, and we able to explain what is the outcome. And apparently I have seen people were coming up with the easy solutions. How do we get to the solution, right? That is really surprised everybody. And people who are in the same line, they were thinking about the different ways which are time taking process. But I think you have to let the people to think by themselves, come up with ideas, and that will give you a confidence to individual person who is coming up to us, and also the person feels they are being elevated. And when they find it difficult, when they find a difficult situation, that is where we have to step in to give a hand to move forward, not to take them until end goal, right? We have to give them hand so that they know where to start, begin from. So this is absolutely works. I think everybody must have gone through the situation. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Coach. Give everyone a free hand and you get wonderful results. I'm now going to choose. Oh, Karen, your hand is still showing, but you've already spoken. I'm going to pick on Li Xian, who was there a minute ago, has now disappeared. Oh, there you are. Li Xian, could you unmute and then pin the timer and pick a number for me?
Hi, Angela. Hi, everyone. Choose a number.
Number 8. Let me look for number 8 to see what surprises we have. Number 8. Ah, Steve Jobs. It doesn't make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do. We hire smart people so they can tell us what to do. Do you agree? Have you any experience of this? Have you been the smart person who was hired to tell someone else what to do? Or has it happened in your home or your business? Tell us, Li Xian. Unmute and over to you.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, I agree with this sentence. It does not make sense to hire smart people and tell them what to do, because when we hire a person, our ultimate objective is for them to help us and not to tell them what to do. If we need to tell them what to do, then we no need to hire the smart people. We just hire anyone will do and instruct them, guide them, tell them what to do. We hire smart people because every one of us have our own limitations. We are not good at everything. We only good at certain things, and everybody has their own so-called own strength. So we have to depends on each other's strengths to get the work done and achieve the ultimate goal that we want. And this is very true in the sense that whenever I manage a teams in the Toastmasters, I always try to dedicate to those people who have a skill in expertise in certain things so that we can get the whole event going on and we don't let people, and we let them feel that they are value adds to the team and to the club. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Koli Siang. Koli Siang, leader of a team in a club, was very good to her club last year. Got to distinguish like this club. A lot of good people. Now I'm going to call on someone else whose name is very similar. Li Xian with an X, not an S. Can I bring you in? You vanished, but you were here. Is she here? She's somewhere out in a shopping mall wearing a mask. Failing that, while we're looking for her, we'll put out a call, but meanwhile we'll have Ahmad, A-H-M-A-D. Can you come in and pick a number 1 to 20?
Me. 9.
9. Oh, that's very good. One of my favorites. Keep calm and delegate. This was a World War II saying. You can see the British crown, keep calm. It was, I can't remember, there are now hundreds of variations. Now it says keep calm and delegate to us. Do you agree? Have you had an example where you've kept everyone calm or you've all been kept calm because of delegation? Give us a real story and an example. Have you got the timer pinned?
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening, fellow and guys. Keep calm and delegate to us. I have good experience when I have a project on writing training. I have 4 teams. The first team is administrative team. The other team is trainer and evaluator of training. Before I start the training, I organize a meeting how to deliver the best training for academic in Jakarta. In the discussion, someone asked me how to deliver good training with a funny and humorous topic. I tell why we need humorous topic or story for the academic training. She said that humorous is part of important thing for training because every people like humor story. Every people like jokes, and of course they will laugh if they listen good jokes. Back to you, to Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Ahmad. Very interesting. Good to hear that you used humor. I'm doing the humor project, so of course I'm interested in humor. Now, who do I see? Can I have Christine Lim? Christine, can you unmute look for the time.
Madam Table Topics Mistress, I think we have reached the time limit for this evening.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm safe.
We will hear you during evaluation, no problem.
Okay, we'll hear from you later.
Thank you
all for your stories, and we'll pass back to the timer to tell us the timing, and then we'll have the voting.
Thank you, Madam Table Topics Master. I have posted the timings in the chat box. All speakers except speaker 4 qualified for the voting. I believe our club president may have the discretion to possibly allow everyone to be eligible for the voting. So, Mr. Club President.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the voting for the best table topics is currently in progress. You would see a small pop-up window coming up on your screen to request you to vote for the best table topic speaker. In your opinion, please click on the name of the person you feel is the best. Okay. And okay, yeah. So please do so right now. We have you to vote. Help us vote. Yeah, we've got the votes coming in right now. 37%, 43%. If you haven't voted, you could click on the name of the best table topics speaker for tonight, in your opinion, of course. Thank you so much. We've gotten about 11 of the votes. Keep them coming. About 5 more votes to come in. Okay, maybe we give ourselves another 20 seconds. So, ladies and gents, if you haven't voted, please help us to do so. Really, your votes will help us choose the best table topic speaker for this evening. It is a close race, so every vote is going to matter. Okay, I think the votes are over for now. Madam VP, are we showing the results now or at the end of the day? Yeah, at the end of the night. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a warm round of applause for each and every one of our table topic speaker for this evening. Well done. I must say the topics are not exactly the easiest, but all of you stepped up and boldly took up the challenge to answer our wonderful table topics questions, of course prepared by the wonderful Toastmaster Angela. She put in a lot of effort in the presentation. I do notice that as well. I've got one quote here as well from Mahatma Gandhi. You never know what results come out of your actions, but if you do nothing, there will be no results. Wow, I think that really symbolizes delegation. Sometimes we have so many things to do, we end up doing nothing because we do not delegate it to the best people who actually can do the jobs better than us. And that is what some of the speakers touch on today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to proceed to the next segment of our meeting. But before that, there will be a short break, which is going to be about 5 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, the time now is 10 p.m. on the clock at my place. So give yourselves about 10 minutes. Maybe Madam Timer will prompt us once 10 minutes is up. And we'll see you again for our next segment, which is the prepared speeches segment. So hope to catch you again in 10 minutes time.
Is it now?
What's the time difference for Joan?
Yeah, it's now afternoon time for me. It's 4 o'clock, 4:07.
4:07
so
minus
That is
minus
10
6 with daylight saving.
Yeah, it is now 10 o'clock, right? In Singapore.
Correct. Now it's
And my,
-6. You're on daylight saving now in that area.
yeah, yeah, I mean, it's already evening in the Singapore. My night, good night. I actually, yeah, I'm really missing Singapore very, very much.
No wonder you can get durians there.
No durians here, Alicia.
Merry Christmas, Jennifer. Are you in?
Yeah, apples and watermelon.
Don't talk about durian. I'm missing durian. Like, I'm so missing
Yeah.
durian. It's like,
Never mind. I think you might see me as Uncle Durian soon next week, maybe.
okay, yes, please, Musang King. Okay.
Can somebody suggest me a good Toastmasters club in Zurich to join? Something like I can make friends, so I can make friends in Zurich. I don't know.
I might be able to introduce you because one of my mentees, he's from Switzerland.
Oh, very good. Yeah.
And he went back for holiday.
Because I think that's the way I can connect and make friends.
Can I be heard now?
Hi, Jen. How are you?
Morning. Merry Christmas, Jennifer.
Hello. Hello. Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can the watermelon can hear you.
Okay, because I just finished my course. That's why. Are you on on break time now, right?
Yeah, we are going to start soon. Madam Timer.
Time's up.
Time's up, is it? All right,
Yep,
I'm going to
time's up.
start the meeting soon.
Okay, welcome back once again, and welcome to those who have just joined us during the break, such as Jennifer, welcome, Hiran as well, welcome back, and Gerald, of course, our Uncle Watermelon, joining us from his fruit stall somewhere. Welcome back. Nice to see each and every one of you back here again at our SG Online English Toastmasters Club chapter meeting right here on the 28th of August 2020. Now, we've heard from our table topic speakers earlier on, and many of them delivered such wonderful speeches, and we really learned a lot from the table topic speakers just now. So we're going to continue learning from the next group of speakers, and these are our prepared speakers. Now, again, for the benefit of our guests, prepared speakers are Toastmasters, and they are Toastmasters of SG Online Toastmasters Club this evening, who are currently doing projects on the Pathways program, and that is the educational program here in the Toastmasters movement. So each of them will be doing a speech that they have prepared with very specific speech objectives, and you will hear about these speech objectives later on. And each of these speakers will also be given some timing sequence to follow for their speech. So speakers, I do remind you again, as did our table topic mistress, to pin the timer so that you could ensure that your speeches remain on time. So to kick us off this evening, we have speaker number 1, who will be speaking from the Engaging Humor Level 5, demonstrating expertise, delivering your message with humor. She will be, in a short while, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury. However, to read out her purpose statement, we will welcome her evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, let us give a warm round of applause to Toastmaster Christine Lim.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day. The purpose is for Angela to practice developing and presenting a longer humorous speech. Angela, humor us this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Toastmaster Christine Lim. It is indeed going to be a longer than average speech tonight for Angela, 18 to 22 minutes. So I believe on the 18-minute mark, Angela, the timer will flash the green screen. On the 20th minute, the yellow screen. And on the 22nd minute, Angela, the red screen. So ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a really long and good treat tonight by Angela Lansbury. Her message is, or her title is, Make Yourself and Your Message Memorable. Make yourself and your message memorable. Let us give our biggest warm round of applause to Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze, Presentation Mastery Level 5, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Mohammed Nur Hakim, known commonly as Hakim, and I'm known commonly as Angela. I'm also known as the Queen of Props, as you see. Now, I do have props for every time of year. My favorite prop is a Santa Claus hat. But I only wear this at one time of year when it's relevant to giving a speech on Christmas and Christmas customs. My message to you is you should be making your message clear when you are speaking to others. This applies right the way through life. It applies when you're talking to your children, when you're talking to your spouse, and when you're talking to your fellow Toastmasters, and when you're talking to people at work. Now, if I'm giving a speech on Christmas customs, I wear a hat like this. Then it's absolutely clear that I'm talking about Christmas customs, no doubt. It also has another advantage that I wish to convey the fact that I'm taller, to appear taller than I am, like that, you see. And it has a third advantage that I can travel with this nice fold-up hat. Now, my other message to you is your props must be small when you are traveling. For example, there is a lady who gives a talk to businesses about measurement, and her speech is on measure everything. It's all about statistics and measuring the client. And she has a ruler, and she gives every member of the audience a ruler. Now, a ruler, of course, is very easy for her to pack in her bag, even in a large handbag, and is very small souvenir for everybody to take home. That's why key rings are so popular as gifts, because they're small enough for everyone to take home. And that's why car companies and all sorts of companies give you a little key ring with their name. The message is, come to us again, and there's their name on it. And another very popular gift with a message on it is a pen with your company name on it. And I had a pen from London with my Toastmasters group, Harrovians, on it. And every time I get it out to write with it, I think of my friends in London, and I think of Harrovians. Now, of course, your Toastmasters group could do this, as you probably are flush with money, as you're not paying out to your CC. And what else can you do to make your message clear? Today, I learned a lesson from Thomas Chen. He's in business as a trainer, and on the bottom of every slide, he has his name, his business name, his phone number, and his email. I thought, why don't I do that? So I've been going back through all my table topic slides, all my slides. They either have the name of my club or my personal name and contact details. And then I can do the same as Thomas Chen, and I can say to everybody, I will give you my slides for free. Just send me your email, which of course is a way of getting everyone else's email, and then I will send you my slides for free. And then every time they open a slide, they see your club or your own name or your business name, and they know where to contact you if they have any questions. So that's another handy way of getting your message across. Now, what message do you want to get across to your children? I remember as a child, people used to say to me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" I hadn't a clue what I wanted to be when I grew up, because I'd only met about 3 types of people: teachers, window cleaners, and doctors. I didn't want to be a window cleaner. I didn't know how you became a teacher, and I didn't know how you became a doctor. In fact, I wanted to be a writer eventually, but I didn't know how to become a writer. And it was years before I discovered how to be a writer. Now, I went through the whole of my childhood not knowing what I wanted to be or how to be it. I also went through career guidance at school not knowing what I wanted to be. And my message to you is, for your sake and your children's sake, we're getting to the stage where everybody is going to have to change careers and maybe run a business from home or a second business. Now, I was unlucky. My parents did not plan ahead. First of all, I didn't get into the school I wanted. I went to the lovely private school opposite where I lived, and I was interviewed, and they said, "And what does your father do?" And I said, "He works in a shop." And I went home and proudly told my parents how well I'd done in the interview. And they said, "What does your daddy do?" And I said, "He works in a shop." And my mother was so upset. She said, "You failed your interview. You won't get into the school. Every day we'll see the little girls in their school uniform walking past and you won't get in. Your father is an optician. Why didn't you tell them my father's an optician? Now they think he's just a shopkeeper. And all the other girls will get into the school, and those stupid girls will have..." But my mother was the stupid one. She didn't go through the interview with me and plan it. Now you, being Toastmasters, of course, you go through these planned interviews. And if you send your child to a school, you will brief them. Let's see, what are they going to ask you when you want to get into this school? And I have trained other friends of mine who sent their daughters to me. One sent me her daughter who was going to art school. And I thought, I can't do this, but I did it. And I went through all her pictures and I said, "Which is your best picture?" "Oh, this one in the middle." Well, I said, "Put that one first." And then she said, "Maybe this one." I said, "Well, put that one last." And she said, "Well, some of these aren't so good." I said, "Well, then put them after the first one that's good and show how you progress through the year from being not very good to being much better, and how you will do that in art school." So we went through this whole thing. She got into art school, and her mother was delighted and said it was all to do with me. And I had done what I thought was obvious. So the message I'm giving you is, plan ahead. You don't plan to fail, you fail to plan, and you focus on the message. There's another very good saying, which is, it's from Alexander Graham Bell, who said, "The sun's rays do not burn until they focus. Focus on the task in hand and focus on getting your message across." Now let me give you another example, a light-hearted example of messages, getting messages across. I became a travel writer, and I had 2 hats. One was a travel writer and one was an English teacher. And I was, because I had a child at home, I took to home tutoring. And this was very seasonal, because during the term time, pupils would come to me, want help with homework. And then there'd be a blank. And then at other times I would be sent on travel trips. So that was also very seasonal, because when it was snowing, you couldn't go on travel trips. And when I was asked what I wanted to do, what I could do, I went into a local chemist shop, and I've been doing Toastmasters training, and a lady said, oh, I run a Women's Institute group, what can you talk about? And I said, because I talked on 10 different subjects. I didn't know what my speciality was. I later discovered my specialities were English and travel and plan your life. But then I didn't know. So then I realized as a mentor, I had to get all my mentees in my club look ahead, because the people who were in business were looking ahead. There were people who came to my London Toastmasters who gave 10 speeches on the same subject. There was a girl who worked in a beauty business, and her first speech was on beauty products, and the punchline was, come to me and I will sell you beauty products and recommend what's for your skin. And then her next speech was on eat the right food, and then come to my beauty business and I will sell you products which have fresh fruit in them, which are good for your skin, and so on and so forth. Whereas other people were like me, they would talk about dancing in one speech and then something else in another speech, and there was no focus. So what Alexander Graham Bell said was focus and have something that gives an image. So now I'm going to tell you about some of my travel images and what I did. I would give a speech on how to pack light and how to travel light. And even though people who were elderly were not all traveling, they all wanted how to pack light and not carry too much. And I kept them amused by what I showed them. And the first thing I showed them was my hat, my folding hat. Now, those of you who are Chinese who've probably seen these hats, which are made in China, they pop up like that. And there I am wearing my folding hat, and I can fold it down and put it in my bag. And there are all sorts of hats like this, which can be used. This one is a funny one, but a flat hat like that is a traditional Chinese folding hat to keep the sun off. And then after that, that would get them amused. And then I would show them my reversible dresses, and I would have 3 dresses. One I would get up and show them like this, and I would show them how it reversed, and it has another dress inside it. And I would wear 2 of these dresses, because I would take off the top one and show them that I was wearing a reversible dress, and this is what I wear for traveling. So if you go away for the weekend and you haven't got time to pack, or you're told not to bring stuff, or you're scared that you're going to lose your luggage, I'm famous because I went away to a writer's holiday, and my friend wrote on Facebook, "You're the one who arrived wearing 3 dresses." I had 3 of these reversible dresses. I was going to wear 2, one as a slip and one as a top, which gave me 4 dresses. And then at the last minute, I couldn't resist my favorite and went and got that. So I arrived wearing 3 dresses. And somebody said, "How did you pack?" Everything you packed in just a little carry-on bag that you take on an aeroplane. I said, "I've got 6 different outfits. That's plenty enough to give me a day dress and an evening dress for a long weekend on a writer's holiday." So that's one amusement. And here's another amusement, what you can do with a scarf. I always travel with a scarf, so that if I go into a temple or anywhere where I have to be covered up, or if for any reason I want to be covered up, I've got a scarf, and I can do all sorts of things with this scarf, as you can imagine. I can sort of turn myself pretty well covered up, conceal the fact that I'm a blonde, although I've got blue eyes, do all sorts of things, or just look sort of pretty ordinary because I'm not wearing my fancy hat. So you're beginning to get the message that with the right props, you can tell any story and convey any message. Now, I want to go back to, you remember the story about the lady marketing with the ruler? There was another lady who was marketing her business, and her prop was a box. And what she did was she gave everybody a fold-up box, a kind of origami box, and she got them all involved making this origami box, and her message was something like, think out of the box. So if you want to convey any message like that to a group of students or a group of entrepreneurs, you pick a prop that conveys the message. Very simple, very clear, and very memorable. If you have just one prop, people will remember that. There are people who come up to me years later and say, I remember you. And I say, how's that? They say, you spoke to my club. I say, really? And what do you remember about me? And they will say things like, oh, you wore the hat with the horns. Well, occasionally, they can remember the prop, but they can't remember the speech. That's where it's gone wrong, because the prop has not been focused on the message. Now, you can do two things. You can start with your prop and write the speech to go with it. So every Christmas, because I've got a Christmas hat, I volunteer to give a speech on Christmas customs. And of course, everybody wants that because it's topical and it's relevant, and I've got all the props. Of course, that's not my only prop. I've got an entire suitcase full of Christmas props. Christmas crackers, you name it, I've got it, I collect it. Now, in case you wonder how many props I've got, let me show you. This is my box of props. As you can see, I have a lot of props. For children, a very good prop is something like a parrot, or a puppet. And you can make a puppet to suit any country or any message. Now, very popular subjects at the moment are the environment. So I have hundreds of different props. I've got a rabbit, look after rabbits. I've got a dog. I've got a bird. I've got a bee, to be busy as a bee, and so on. In my home, in another country, I've got an entire room full of props. When I joined Toastmasters, I became queen of props. And if you want a prop, I can tell you about a prop, and I'll give you 3 examples. The first important speech I heard was from somebody in my club in London who gave a speech to the club about how he left school, didn't go to university, and worked for a restaurant, and eventually came to own a restaurant chain and became a millionaire. But he talked about the first check he ever received, and he got out a tiny check. And we all said, well, that's very small. When you go to talk at an area contest, that little check's going to look very small on a big stage. So I said to him, make it bigger. He said, how can I make it bigger? I said, that's very simple. You get a piece of A4 paper and you print half, you copy it like that. So he said, okay, I can do that. He brought it back, it was still too small. So make it bigger. He said, how do I do that? I said, you print 1/2 on one side, 1/2 on the other side, and then it'll be bigger. So he did that. Then he won at the area contest, and he went on to a big contest with a big stage, with a huge hall. How am I going to have my props seen? I said, do the same again. Make it bigger. So he made it bigger and bigger and bigger until it expanded to about that big. And that conveyed his message that how big this check looked. Similarly, I talked to somebody else who was giving a speech which was about coffee. At the end of it, everyone loves coffee, couldn't remember any of the speech, couldn't remember who gave the speech, it was gone. I said to this speaker, you need a prop. He said, what? I said, coffee. He said, a coffee bean's only that big. I said, well, a coffee cup. He said, a coffee cup's only that big. I said, then you have to get a picture of coffee cup on a piece of A4 paper in your club. He said, oh, I'm in an area contest. I said, then you blow it up, your coffee cup, that big, and you hold it up so people can see it. You could even make it part of the message and say how many cups of coffee are drunk in such and such a country or in a day by the average person, and hold up this huge picture. And that will make your message memorable. Oh, he said. I thought I'd transformed his speech. I also transformed the speech of a speaker in our club, Faith, who went on to win contests. One of her earliest speeches, she stood up and she talked about somebody criticizing her and saying, you stand up and you speak as if you're wearing a mask. And I said to her, well, where is this mask? She said, what mask? I said, you talked about a mask. Where's your prop? She said, prop. Prop, yes. So she came back the following week with a mask. And she gave the same speech again about what it's like to speak as if you are wearing a mask. It completely transformed the speech. I almost didn't recognize the speech. I also told her my trick of wearing a reversible dress. So she wore a dress that was black on one side and pink on the other to show her change of personality. This transformed her speech. So I think you're beginning to get the message that you have a prop to have the message and you make the audience focus on your message. What's my message to you? My message to you is now about pathways. Everybody I know is struggling with pathways, and I'm struggling with pathways. And my message is, I've been to clubs which print pathways on the back of their agenda. This is wonderful. The message is there. It tells you what the pathways are. And when I think, which path shall I choose, I have a list. I've filed everything in pathways together, and I have now think I've almost got it clear. I will go back to my original message. Whether you want to deal with pathways or wearing a mask or showing puppets to children or telling a business to measure their products, get a prop that symbolizes your message and get your message across. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much. Advanced Communicator Gold, Advanced Leader Bronze, Presentation Mastery Level 5, Toastmaster Angela Lansbury, give it up for her. Yeah, that was no mean feat, doing a really long 22-minute speech in preparation to go professional. That's part and parcel of her speech this evening. And tonight we also learned that she is the master of props. Oh, I really like it. And Angela, really one of the things that really stuck out, or rather, came across really strongly for me when I think about you, is how confident you are in front of the screen, and really just about being authentic and really just about being yourself. So again, one more good show from you this evening. Wonderful. And I do wish you all the best for the rest of your projects as well. Congratulations on completing this one. Ladies and gentlemen, our second speaker for this evening will be doing presentation mastery as well, level 2 this time round, learning your style, effective body language. Now, body language, of course, is really, really important in communication. But what about virtual body language? So before we hear about that, let us hear from his evaluator first. Let us put our hands together and welcome Toastmaster Un Sim Sim. Sim Sim, over to you.
Greetings to the president of the club, Willie, Toastmaster of the day, and fellow Toastmasters. The purpose of Hiran's speech, the purpose of her project is for her to deliver a speech with awareness of intentional and unintentional body language, as well as to learn, practice, and refine how she uses non-verbal communication when delivering a speech. So over to you, Hiran. Wow us with your speech on virtual body language.
Thank you very much, Evaluator Toastmaster Un Sim Sim. Now for this speech, Hiran will be given 5 to 7 minutes. On the 5th minute, the green screen will be shown. On the 6th minute, yellow. And on the 7th minute, red. Wow, what does it mean to show suitable body language? And what more in a virtual context, such as tonight's meeting? So giving us virtual body language, a passionate Toastmaster he is, advanced communicator gold, advanced leader bronze. Let us give it up for Toastmaster Hiran Jatin Pandya.
Thank you very much. Just a quick confirmation if my voice is coming okay, so probably a thumbs up because I am unmuting for the first time. Wonderful. And if I can ask Zoom Master to give me the sharing rights because I have a presentation to share. So if I can be given the sharing rights. Perfect. Thank you
Yes,
very
you
much.
have.
Thank you very much. And no, I think it's been taken away. It was there momentarily. Now it's back. So give me a moment and I shall begin. Are you able to see my screen? Just a quick thumbs up. All right, brilliant. So here we begin. Fellow Toastmasters, welcome guest. This session is all about understanding body language. And hence my opening slide is, where is the body in the body language? And that's where the first statement, which is the objective of today's speech that I want to deliver, is finding that body within the body language. Now, I would like to start with a very famous quote. This was given by Mae West, who was an American actress, and in the early 90s, where she had a very profound statement. And during that time, so remember the power of this statement. During that time, there was no social media at that time, but this was very, very impactful, and it was a rage in the Western newspapers because it just said these very impactful words, says, I speak two languages, body and English. And that is where change the correction, or it is what brought limelight to this very fact of importance of body language. Now we are all experienced Toastmasters here, and body language is a subject of basics of communication. And I would just like to just re-emphasize on definition of what does body language mean. So as you can see, body language is essentially the part of non-verbal communication. It is something that is not spoken, so it comes through your movement, your gestures, your postures, your talks, moves, looks, all of that. So it is anything which is non-verbal forms a part of body language. Now I thought I will bring this slide for discussion with the very fact that we all are experienced professionals out here, but as I see, there are many who may not understand or may not have a clear definition of body language, and hence I thought that this forms the pretext of what I want to share. Moving on, what I have is a Toastmaster specific definition of what does body language constitute. And I have kept it brief, purposely kept it brief, because I considered that this elite audience of Singapore Online Toastmasters Club is way beyond this basic understanding. However, as I said, it's always good to rectify the basic. But how does Toastmaster International define body language? Well, it defines body language into these 6 or 7 elements, the 7 elements of posture, stance, position, movement, gestures, eye contact, and your overall facial expression. Now, this again, remember, these are not worldwide definition. This is a very prescribed competency and definition from Toastmasters International. And all of us, as I said, this esteemed audience is quite well aware in terms of, what would this definition of body language mean to all experienced Toastmasters and even guests who have this basic understanding of body language. However, what I want to drive, and this forms the core of my presentation today, is now what's coming up is not the Toastmasters definition, but again, through my research from the last 7 months since I have been with this club, 7 or 8 months since I have been this club, and I have observed the virtual body language. So how does the world change in a virtual body language? And things drastically change. And this is where I want to focus all of your attention today, because this is something that is not known to the outside world, or this is something that the Toastmasters should learn, because our world drastically changed post-COVID. Everything became virtual. First and foremost, if the Toastmaster defined posture, here in the Zoom, we're talking about screen presence. We are in a small 3x2 frame. How do you ensure you have the maximum screen presence? Second is the stance. Now, in the physical world, we spoke about standing on 2 feet. Here, we're talking about, can you stand and deliver, because the energy is different, something that I am doing it today. So probably stand and deliver will bring in that energy, will bring in that passion that you have in giving a good speech, and will ensure that the body language is to that minimum. Third, position. In the virtual, while in the main world, it was all about how do you stand. In the virtual world are you actually zoomed in, or are you actually zoomed out? The actual position in which you are seen correct and you are at the center of the frame. Movement, while in physical move, you could move from one corner to the other, but here movement in the virtual world is all about the head movement. You're nodding to ensure that the audience is live. Third is gestures. Now in the physical world, you could do gestures, you could move hands, but in the virtual world, your hands may be tied. Like for example, the wire. So I can't move in there because my wire is tangling. So how do you ensure you are hands-free yet you're delivering those gestures which are appropriate? Eye contact was an essential element in the physical world, whereas in the virtual world, your blink is also essential to ensure that the presenter is just not looking at the photo, but there is a live audience present. Finally, the facial expressions, which is all about this now, is the smile that we all give, that we all laugh about, that we all feel that it's the virtual audience that is sitting on the other side. It's the live body rather than just a virtual photograph that's just staring at you. So all of these are the various body language, or the new age body language, or the new world body language that we would in the Toastmaster world, or in the online Toastmaster world, would like all of you to master. So it is this journey in moving from a physical body language movement to a virtual body language movement. It is not drastically different, but remember, it is different. It will require understanding and it will require a mastery. So I would like to end my presentation with a very strong quote which says that I see tendencies, I see body language, because body language shapes who you are. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Hiran. Pandya. Yes, thank you so much for your wonderful speech on body language. As we all know, body language is very important, but how do we portray it in the virtual world? And in Singapore, we call this the new normal. Moving forward, the world will change. So it's really timely and apt that Toastmaster Kiran shared with us on how to enhance our body language and show good presence in the online or the virtual sphere. Thank you so much for that wonderful sharing, Toastmaster Kiran. I truly appreciate your topic tonight. Now, a third and final prepared speaker, he is going to be distinguished Toastmaster Kanan Sankara. He will be delivering from the Motivational Strategies Pathway, Level 2, Learning Your Style, Understanding Your Communication Style. Wow, that's also going to be an interesting one. His evaluator will be our friend from Switzerland who has just moved there. Dynamic Leadership Level 2. I know you're missing us so much. Toastmaster Joan de Souza, could you oblige us with the purpose statements, please?
The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. And the speech length is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joan. Now, for this speech, the timing sequence will be the same, so it shall not be repeated. 5 to 7 minutes. Our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen, is Toastmaster Kanan Sankara, and he wishes to be a good speaker. He is not a native English speaker. However, he wants to learn to speak proficiently without grammar mistakes. And just nice, he's doing a presentation on understanding his communication style. And we know how important that is towards our journey to become a proficient speaker. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us lend him our ears and put our hands together to listen to distinguished Toastmaster Kanan Sankara.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Can you please allow me to share my screen before I start the speech? Yes, I am able to share the screen. Can you all see my screen? Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, communication. The previous speaker, Hiran, has spoken that two things are required, English as well as the body language. He spoke about the body language. I am going to speak about the communication. First of all, let us understand what is a communication. When you send a message, your brain transmits the message to others. Now, to all the Toastmasters, you all receive this message and decode in your brain and understand what I am communicating to you. There are basically three styles of communication. If you go to Google, each school will tell 3, 5, 7, 9, but the basic is 3. Aggressive communication, passive communication, assertive communication. Once again, aggressive communication, passive communication, and assertive communication. Let us all decide what is the different things about this. Okay, let me move there. In the aggressive communication, the communicator believes that everybody is like me. I am always right. Others are not. I am close-minded. I don't care about others' views, but achieve goals. Like presidents, they don't care what you think. They tell what you are going to do. It is coming through from the top down. The behavior, CEOs, company CEOs, their behavior is bossy. They know everything. They don't care about the employee. In the sense, they don't care what you are feeling, what your impact is. They don't show any appreciation. They say critical. They say, just do that, whatever I'm saying. You can feel that anger in the voice. Passive communication. Others may be right. I may not be right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Apologistic always. They don't trust their self. Ask unnecessary permission. Can I speak now? Can I speak now? I think like this. I think like that. That is a passive communication. In the assertive communication, I feel, okay, we have to be like a democratic style. I have the rights and others also having the same rights. Yes, I am an effective listener and I can trust myself, and I'm also trusting the Toastmaster. I'm trusting our general evaluator. I feel consistent. I show direct eye contact and understand what they feel, what they are talking about it, what alternative have. We have enthusiasm in voice because the decision making, everything is in a democratic process. Your communication is a participative communication. Now, having said that, my job is to tell what is my communication. I can gladly say I am an assertive communicator. I believe in I believe in democratic participation, but that is not honest. Fellow Toastmasters, when I was a division director and area director for my district, my communication style, even though was assertive, sometimes when the club is not behaving very well, when the club is not achieving the goals, even though they are capable, my communication changed as an aggressive communication in many instances. I used to direct them, do this way, you will achieve. I am telling you, do that. So I cannot say I am an assertive communicator always. Because in my experience, when the other parties are not, not doing what they are supposed to do, my assertive had slowly becoming an aggressive head. And then I started directing what needs to be done. It is not wrong. It is another style of communication. Don't think that aggressive communication style is not good. Aggressive communication style is also required. Assertive communication style is also required. Passive communication may need to be avoided because you may not be heard in many instances. You can be passive, but you also need to make sure that your voice is heard. Okay, let me tell, I have told different styles of communication. I'm also going to say when different style can be used. Aggressive style can be used when a decision has to be made quickly. You need to do that. Let us say a war situation, an emergency situation. You cannot be discussing what needs to be done. I have a flood situation. I need to tell them what needs to be done immediately. So I take a decision. Okay, do this, do that, like that. Let me pin my timer also. Okay. During emergencies. And sometimes you may feel that you are right and the fact is very crucial to be shared. Yes, then aggressive style communication is okay. Passive style to be used when the issue is minor, when the problems caused by the conflict is very higher, when emotions are running high, everybody is angry, everybody is different, everybody is emotional. That type of time, passive communication is the best. When people are having emotion and people are angry and outbursts, something like that, you cannot have aggressive communication. And when you are also having no power, or when you have a least power, you better to be passive communicator. So in short, fellow Toastmasters, any communication style is good. There are three communication styles broadly: aggressive, passive, and assertive. You don't have to be ashamed that you are a passive or assertive or aggressive communicator. I can say majority I am an assertive communicator, but I tend to become aggressive if I need to get the results. And I had in the past, when I was a division director and was a area director, I became an aggressive communicator. Once again, fellow Toastmasters, think what is your communication style. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Kanan, for sharing with us on communication styles. And I really like his line when he said that whichever communication style you are, be happy with it and strive to improve. And we all speak differently in different situations. So the first part of improving is really about accepting yourself first. That's wise words from you. And no wonder you are a distinguished Toastmaster, the highest level of accolade given to any Toastmaster. Congratulations and thank you to you, Toastmaster Kanan, for your sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to proceed with the voting for your choice of the best speaker. Our timer has already shared with us the timing sequence in the chat. Unfortunately, Toastmaster Angela has gone over time speaking for 2 minutes and 51 seconds. So maybe I could have the input from our club president. Shall we proceed with voting or shall we not vote? No voting for this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, let's give a hand to all our three speakers, especially the speakers that were within time, took a lot of effort and planning. Well done to all three speakers tonight. Now it comes to the next part of our program, which is a 10 minutes break once again. So the time right now is 10:59, or we could count as 11 p.m. here in Singapore. We would count 10 minutes. Our timer will prompt us, be back in 10 minutes. So you can join us for the third segment, which is speech evaluation. So we'll see you in 10 minutes for our speech evaluation segment. Don't miss out. Third segment of today's meeting. So, yes, Mr. President. No, we're good. Okay, so welcome back once again, and we're going to listen to three very special people this evening. They are our evaluators. Now, evaluators form a very integral part of our Toastmasters meeting because they have been listening so intently to the three prepared speakers earlier on, and they are now ready to give feedback, to give opinions, and to give ideas for how our prepared speakers can grow further in their speaking journey. So to evaluate our first prepared speaker, who was Toastmaster Angela Lansbury, we will have Evaluator Toastmaster Christine Lim. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Toastmaster Christine Lim.
Hakim, you should pass the control to the general evaluator.
Oh, okay, so we do that right now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment of the evaluation, I hand the time over to the overall in charge of evaluation this evening. She is the general evaluator. The general evaluator will lead us through the evaluation segment. Let us put our hands together first for distinguished Toastmaster Doreen Neo.
Thank you very much, Mr. Toastmaster Hakim. We have now come to the evaluation portion of our meeting. This is an extremely important part of our meeting for every one of us to develop and grow. The purpose of the evaluation is to give positive comments and suggestions for improvement. Hope each speaker will feel encouraged and motivated after receiving the evaluations from their evaluators. The timing sequence is 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the green...
Sorry, Madam General Evaluator, 2 to 3 minutes for evaluation. Yeah.
Sorry, thank you for the correction. It's 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, the green card will be shown. And at 2.5 minutes, the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, the red card. Speaker is allowed 30 seconds to round up his or her speech. Thank you, timer. Okay, now to our first evaluator. Our first evaluator for Speaker 1, Angela, is a member of ISCA Toastmasters Club. Although already a DTM, she wants to hone her communication skills further. Her hobby is reading and sports, but could not find time for them. I think I know the reason why, because I'm a close friend of her. She is a workaholic. Pardon me for saying that. She is none other than Christine Lim, Distinguished Toastmaster. Let us put our hands together to welcome distinguished Toastmaster Christine Lim. Christine Lim, please.
Thank you very much, Doreen. Thank you. And special evening to Angela. Angela, I really enjoy your speech so much because your speech resonates and is relevant this evening. Valid your speech using the acronym TOP, and I'll give you some tips to make you a tip-top speaker. TOP, T for topic selection. Your topic selection, making yourself and your message memorable, is something that all of us speakers this evening aim to achieve. It is a quest from day one when we joined Toastmasters. We want to be an effective communicator, an effective leader. And therefore, we must always make ourselves and our message memorable. Your topic was relevant and it resonated because the props that you used and telling us that props will enhance and enrich your message. Certainly a topic no better than this topic. O for organization. You show us your treasure box of props, foldable hats, which I have many. I could resonate with you. And how to travel light. The 2 pieces of dresses can turn into 5 or 6, depending on how you wrap yourself, and the scarf that certainly come in useful, whether you put it on your head or put it and wear it as a skirt, depending on where you are going. These are props that all of us could keep and make it a habit to collect so that we could use it to enhance our speech, which was your core message. And there was compelling content in your message. You tell us, depending on your message and your audience, you could have suitable props to enhance your message. Puppets, toys when you are speaking to children, simple ruler and boxes, and mask if you're talking to big audience or businessmen. And D, P for presentation. You are certainly an accomplished speaker. You came across with a very pleasant personality and you were very engaging. And I love your smile throughout your speech. How could I give you tips to transform you a tip-top speaker? Angela, we need to maintain eye contact even in a Zoom meeting. Having props on your table and ensuring that you could move up and down without you missing the eye contact would be encouraged. Because there were a lot of situations where I couldn't see you and there were distractions. Avoid and minimize that, and that will certainly enhance and add impact to your delivery. I really love the 3 examples that you say how you transform speaker and make them improve their props to make their speech better, more memorable, and become better speakers. In summary, Angela, keep up the good work. You would definitely be a tip-top speaker the way you have been doing. Thank you very much for your delivery. I'm certainly going to memorize your speech and make it memorable. Thank you.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmasters Christine Lim.
How long did I take? 2 minutes, 1 minute for me.
Next is our second evaluator for Speaker Hiran. The evaluator is distinguished Toastmaster Woon Sim Sim. She is a civil servant. She believes that life is not about doing many things, but doing things differently. I do agree with that. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Woon Sim Sim. Woon Sim Sim, please.
Yes. A very good evening to the President, Toastmaster of the Day, and fellow Toastmasters once again. Hiran, you have done a good job in organizing your speech. First, you began with a quote as an attention grabber, and you ended with another quote to underscore the importance of body language in our lives. Secondly, your speech is strengthened by purposeful choices of movement. For example, you use your fingers and you stretch out your arms, you stood up to underscore many points and emphasize many points. For example, you use your fingers to count one by one to list the components of the different components of the body language, and you also use them to draw a frame to emphasize a point. So you have used your gestures very generously. Now, please allow me to suggest 3 recommendations for your consideration. Firstly, though you use physical gestures to help enhance your speech and underscore or emphasize a point, there were times where your hands go out of the screen. I'm not sure if it is because it's due to the fact that I'm using the handphones to do the zooming. Pardon me if it's because of my handphone. If it's not, then let me suggest that there were times when your hands go out of the screen. I thought you could do this. May I suggest that you keep your hands or arms either in the square of your body or slightly out and towards you. That is to say, you keep your hands and arms closer to you than it is to the screen, so that people can have a full view of your gestures. Secondly, continue to maintain an eye contact by looking directly at the webcam. It seems that your eyes are positioned above the webcam, if I have not mistaken you. So you appear to be looking down at your audience. To maintain eye level, you may want to perhaps put a picture of your loved one or your favorite pet to give the illusion that you are talking to a real face, and that will also keep you going and helps warm up your voice as you have the illusion of speaking to someone you love. Thirdly, there is one unintentional movement that I suppose it was accidentally done by you. I think you went and you scratched your neck. So, but this is a very minor unintentional movement of yours, which you can easily reduce to none in the next speech. So all in all, you are a passionate speaker who are able to use movements purposefully to enhance the speech. I wish you all the best in our next speech, Hiran. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you very much, distinguished Toastmasters, for that evaluation. The third, let's give me a second. Our third evaluator for Speaker Kanan Sanakara is Joan de Souza. She is a mother of 2 awesome kids. She is consistently looking for opportunities to grow. Her passion for Toastmaster.
Madam General Evaluator, I think VPE is trying to get your attention.
Oh, I see. I couldn't see that. Yes.
Yes, GE, our evaluator has gone off, so she will email her evaluation to Kanan.
Oh.
So there's no voting because there's only 2 evaluators. So let's proceed to the next segment.
Suggest that we will still like to have that.
Yes, but I think it's good also to let the evaluators know the timing that they have taken.
Oh, yes, correct.
Madam General Evaluator, I have posted the timing in the chat box.
Okay, so these 2 evaluators, wait, let me see. I can't get my chat box out. Okay. Both of them is within the time given. That's very good. So now it's my turn, the GE, to give my report. It's very fast. I don't even have the time to complete my report. Okay, I shall start from the beginning. The meeting room, I think, was open earlier than 8:57 because when I entered the room at 8:57, there are already 7 participants there. TMD came in around 8:50. 8:58 p.m. The meeting kicks off at 9:01. I consider it as very punctual, so although it's a different delay by 1 second. At that point of time, I think we have about 12 audience. I go straight into the program sheet. I find that the program sheet, which is system generated, is very detailed. It provides the speaker's name, the project pathway level, the title the speaker is doing, and the evaluator's name. The timing sequence is also indicated with colors, with color code for each category. The transition of the meeting from TMD to welcome the president was smooth. But when come to transiting to table topic master, there was a slight delay. TMD was quick enough to switch to engaging the audience who are non-Toastmaster. The interaction part was very good, as every one of them have the opportunity to communicate with each other and know much more about our club, Singapore Online International Club. The president address is always very inspiring. I agree with him that delegation must come with empowerment. Next, I would like to comment on the table topic master. The table topic master, Angela, you have done a good job. Let us give her a round of applause. The topics are varied and allow speakers avenue to unleash their potential on speaking off the cuff. She constantly reminds the speaker to watch the timing. That is very good. My suggestion is, as appointment holder, table topic master, you might want to watch when your segment starts and come in earlier, say 10 to 15 minutes earlier. The PowerPoint she has done was good. Just to be better, there are actually 2 slides which I have noticed need some improvement, because besides the picture, there are some other information that click the title, add the title, if she can enlarge the picture. As for the table topic speakers, I applaud every one of them in the table topics segment. The speakers are wonderful and they are very confident in attempting the table topic question. Let us give them a round of applause. All the speakers were enthusiastic and volunteered themselves. I just want to say something about that. Each speaker has a message in their delivery, such as many hands multiply possibilities. Do not be afraid of unknown. Draw strength and knowledge from others. Delegating helps to build confidence in the person whom you delegate. This I believe, especially being a supervisor or manager. If you delegate to your subordinate, you actually recognizing them and give them the confidence that they're able to handle the job. Now come to the speaker segment. I will not evaluate the speakers as the evaluations were given by their respective evaluator. However, they have spent time, effort, crafting, rehearsing the speeches for tonight's delivery. I think they need another round of applause for them. Tonight, the topic that they've chosen is very relevant to the audience. So what I'm trying to say is that for speakers, the selection of the topic, relevant topic, is very important. Now come to the evaluators. I stress and reinforce that evaluation is to give constructive feedback and suggestion to speakers to help them develop and grow. Distinguished Toastmaster Christine Lim have given the speaker, Angela, a very good evaluation using the acronym TOP. Please do take note of that, Angela. If I may suggest for Christine, the evaluator, perhaps towards the end, you would like to conclude whether the speaker has met the objective. That is, to meet the objective so that it can reinforce to her that she has successfully completed that particular project. For Evaluator 2, Distinguished Toastmaster Woon Sim Sim, another experienced Toastmaster. She has highlighted 3 suggestions to the speaker. I would just like to pick on eye contact or contact. That is very important. In this online virtual meeting, I think most of us, including myself, somehow not able to really look at the cam in front of you. So it looks like as though we are looking down at our notes. That is a very good point for all speakers to take note on. Similarly, I would just like to stress also to the evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Woon Sim Sim, that to add whether they have met the objective. And secondly, perhaps you would like to touch on his PowerPoint, whether this PowerPoint is well prepared. To me, I find that his PowerPoint, usually for presentation of PowerPoint, it should not be too cluttered and with less wording, and you just elaborate on it. And here PowerPoint, I find that it's very well done. For Evaluator 3, since she is not there, I couldn't make any comment. I shall now go to the tabletop, the Toastmaster of the evening. Hakim, wow. I love your energetic, lively, crystal clear voice. It sort of wake me up. Don't you all agree? I wish I could have half of his voice and his energy. Perhaps he's young. Now, where is my comments for him? Sorry, give me a second. The TMD, I like the part where we have a slight glitch in our transition, waiting for the Toastmaster. He was fast enough to switch to engaging the audience who are non-Toastmaster. At least it makes the audience felt that they have been acknowledged, and the interaction between him and the audience have actually bring out the spirit of the meeting during that period of time. Another point that I have also noticed is that, which many of us, including myself, may have also overlooked. Some people may came late, especially during this virtual meeting. After the break, he noticed that there are newcomers or new audience into the meeting. He quickly welcomed the audience who joined in after the break. Hakim, well done for that. Next is, may I ask every one of you, do you enjoy yourself? Can you give me a signal? Yes, I answer on your behalf. Yes, I think every one of us has enjoyed this meeting because it was full of excitement. It was very, how do I put it, the word? I'm not good for languages, but then I find that she has actually spirited up the, what do you call that, the environment of the meeting. What I like about this meeting is that everyone is very spontaneous. President come in and also highlighted to TMD to pass the control to me, and VPE also came in to alert me. I have overlooked that part that Joan has left. This is very good. There's teamwork. Can we give ourselves a round of applause? Keep it up, the good work. And also the timer. She has corrected me. It shows that I'm still half asleep, but I'm wake up with all these people helping me around. How can we improve? I like to stress, all appointment holders, please come in early, at least 15 minutes early before the start of the meeting. And another point is, I do not know when we have started this again, regarding the polling. When we put the poll on, when I first joined, I also saw this polling with the percentage. For anyone who vote, you can see this person, the percentage is going higher, another person is low. I felt that this percentage thing should not be shown. This is a suggestion to President and VPE for your consideration. How to bring our meeting to the next level? What should I say, bring to a next level? I think the most important thing is that those experienced EXCO members who are so well versed in the respective role do mentor the new members in the various role. They have been doing that, but it would be good also to encourage each one of us to take the respective role. And I'd like to conclude to say that today the theme is delegation. Delegation with empowerment, but we delegate authority, but we cannot delegate responsibility. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Madam General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Doreen Nyo. Wow, what wonderful learning. Especially thank you so much for the kind words, but more importantly, for all the constructive feedback that you've given to us. I've certainly learned a lot from you on how to run a good Toastmasters meeting. And I hope each and every one of us has taken something from that as well, because Doreen is no ordinary Toastmaster, a distinguished Toastmaster in her own right, definitely someone with the experience and the know-how to run a good meeting. Thank you once again, our General Evaluator. Give it up for distinguished Toastmaster Doreen. Wow, what a thorough evaluation you have given. Now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, all good things, unfortunately, will have to come to an end. And tonight, we've enjoyed each other's company in such a warm environment, such a supportive environment of mutual learning, support, and a little bit of fun as well with the laughter and the spontaneity we've had tonight. It has been such a joy being your Toastmaster of the evening this evening, and I've been most privileged to have joined you all in the meeting tonight. So before we wind up and call this meeting to a close, let us put our hands once again for our club president, distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low. Toastmaster Willie, please.
You announce the winner first.
Okay, thank you so much, President Willie. Our winner for our table topic segment, which is the only one that we managed to have the voting for. Let us give a drum roll. Come on, let's see your hands. Drum roll, drum roll, drum roll. She is all the way from Goa, Toastmaster Elvina Almeida. Give it up for Toastmaster Elvina. Congratulations. You were voted the best table topic speaker for tonight.
Thank you.
You're most welcome, certainly. And on that note, let us welcome our president to close our meeting tonight. Distinguished Toastmaster Willie Low, over to you.
To achieve everything you are capable of achieving, and to be able to concentrate on those few tasks that can make the greatest contribution to your life and work, you must become you will become excellent at delegation. Whether you are a boss or an employee, it's a universal key to success. You must be constantly seeking ways to outsource, dedicate, and get other people to do things that pay you a lower hourly rate that you desire to learn. Fellow Toastmaster, so are you was wondering how did we have a chapter meeting every week? Well, Singapore Online is slightly different from other Toastmaster Club because we use team-based meeting where the vice president of education dedicate the roles of the meetings to the various team leaders who get help for the various people, for their team member or for other things. So this is the work of a team-based meeting that make our meeting success because our meeting is every week. That's why we need a team-based to help. This is what our Vice President of Education, Alicia Chow, have created, and it created a very good success for the club because we are all busy person. But we managed to have a meeting, a perfect meeting every week after week, as compared to a physical club where you have a meeting once or twice a month where you do not need a lot of manpower. A chapter meeting that is every week, you create a great team to help the BPE, where the BPE have dedicate the meeting to the members to run on behalf of her, where there's any help, she will help to fill it in the last slot. So let us give applause to the Vice President of Education, Alicia Chow, for her innovative thinking or having a chapter meeting that she only need to fill in the gaps. She does not need a lot of time, right, Alicia? Not much time needed.
Yes, it has helped me to become more efficient and productive so I can motivate the rest of the team members.
So for those guests who are not a member of any Toastmaster Club, please join us because Singapore Online have a lot of dynamic stuff coming up in the coming weeks. Stay tuned 1st of October. I declare committee closed.
Can we have another photo? We have another photo.